What's better than a maid? Nothing. Most of the best anime characters of all time are maids. For example, Rem, Rom, and Rem, and Subaru. Maids have also been the subject of some really good series like Miss Kobayashi's Dragon Maid, Maid-sama, Maid in Abyss, and Victorian maid Maria no Hoshi. Also, this video is sponsored by Maid Shadow Legends. Jokes aside, this video is actually about the Duke of Death and his maid. It's a brand new anime airing right now that you probably haven't heard of, but I'm gonna convince you to start watching it. Real quickly though, I should mention the other maid anime that's currently airing, Miss Kobayashi's Dragon Maid Season 2. This is Kyoto Animation's first project since the terrible 2019 arson attack that killed 36 people in their studio, so I'd recommend watching it not just to support KyoAni, but also because the new season is just as good as the first, if not better. I'm happy this amazing anime is finally airing again. It's great for relieving stress, and it's funny enough to make you shit yourself. Oh, and there's also maids. Dragon maids, but it doesn't matter, they could be mermaids for all I care. Any species of maid is welcome in my home. Unfortunately, at the moment I only have maids without the M. Anyway, the Duke of Death and his maid is about this kid, the Duke of Death, who's in love with his maid. That's right, they were made for each other. This anime goes full CGI, but although that may initially turn you off, it doesn't matter because this maid will turn you back on. Just take one look at her and those massive mommy milkers and all of a sudden the CG isn't so bad anymore. Alice is a very lusty maid, not the Argonian kind, but basically the maid every weeb dreams about. Whenever I see her, my brain instinctively opens an incognito tab in my mind. Alice is pretty overpowered as far as cleaning is concerned, cause all the other maids quit their jobs and left her responsible for the entire mansion, so if there's one thing I'd like to say to Alice, it would be, thank you for the wonderful service. Fan service. Guys, if Darkness from Konosuba was even more lewd than before and wore a maid outfit 24/7, that's basically Alice for you. She's extremely horny and she just makes it really hard to look away. The fan service in this anime is actually somehow kinda wholesome. Yes, fan service can be wholesome, and not just because I say so. Why do I make puns that no one will get? Alice frequently flashes the protagonist in a sexually taunting manner, which I initially assumed was for comic relief purposes, but by the end of episode 1, I started thinking it was really sweet and wholesome instead. You see, the main character suffers from a terrible curse. Everything he touches dies instantly. Well, any living thing he touches dies instantly, so what I'm saying is, could he beat Goku? So what I'm saying is, no matter how horny he gets for this big busty maid, he can't touch her or she'll die. Even though he probably wants to have sex with her, if he does, it would become necrophilia real quick. So my first thought was he should just wear a giant condom over his entire body and then he'd be able to fuck everyone safely, but as you can see, the curse persists even through his gloves, so I guess the giant condom wouldn't work. Still worth a try though. On a serious note, this anime is surprisingly tragic. I feel really bad for the protagonist. I mean, he's treated like a monster by almost everyone in his life. Even his own mother is too scared to be around him, so he must feel painfully lonesome. However, there's one character who isn't afraid to risk her life by invading his personal space, and that's Alice. When all his other maids abandoned him, Alice was right there by his side, and that's why she's so important to him. Happiness isn't even supposed to be an option for anyone suffering from a dangerous curse that forces them to live in seclusion, but despite that, when Alice teases him, he gets to experience those rare feelings of joy and excitement that wouldn't occur naturally for someone like him. The only source of happiness in his entire life is Alice and her giant jiggling jugs. I guess the point I'm trying to make here is that maids are important. Anyway, this anime is pretty good so far. The music is on point and the CG doesn't bother me at all anymore. It looked a little weird at first, but after like 11 seconds, I was already used to it. At the moment, there's only a couple episodes, but I'm already very invested in these characters and I really hope they end up happy in the end. Whenever the curse finally gets broken and they get to touch each other for the first time, I already know it's gonna be extremely satisfying. I will say that a few scenes in this anime were quite beautiful in theory, but just ended up giving me anxiety instead. For example, when the couple dances with each other just a few inches apart, it was a magnificent moment for their relationship, except the whole time I felt like I needed a fucking Xanax. I also don't think the protagonist is making the best use of his power. I mean, technically he could be out there stopping bad guys, right? Imagine slapping a villain's ass, but it just kills them instantly. Alright, I guess he would put society in danger by going out in public, but right now his life just seems just way too lonely, you know? Imagine never being able to feel the warmth of a woman's touch and just sitting in your room every day, all alone, making YouTube videos about anime. Wait, before this video becomes a Freudian slip and slide, I will definitely recommend The Duke of Death and His Maid to anyone who'd enjoy a cute romance with a lot of surprisingly wholesome fan service. I promise this is my final Maid pun of the evening, but I hope this video made someone's day. Thanks for watching. Please hit the like button. I've heard that it helps me somehow, but I'm not really sure what it does exactly. Regardless, I just like when the number gets big. I'm also ready to start making my summer 2021 tier list video, which will be a pretty big project, so make sure you subscribe so you don't miss that. I'm out for now though. Keep talking about maids. Peace out.